Women don't confess attachment the moment it begins. They don't say it out loud, they don't text it, they don't even admit it to themselves at first. But the truth is this: when a woman starts getting attached, her behavior shifts before her mind understands why. You'll see it in the small changes, the subtle softness, the quiet emotional responses she can't control. And once you learn these early signs, you'll be able to read a woman's growing feelings with absolute clarity. Before we continue, stay till the end, because once you understand these attachment signs, you'll never question a woman's feelings again. And subscribe, comment ready, because what I'm about to show you next will reveal the signs she can't hide even if she tries. Why this happens: female attachment doesn't start with logic. It starts with emotion, with comfort, with the moments when she feels safe softening around you. A woman attaches when her nervous system relaxes in your presence. Not when you say something impressive, not when you try hard, not when you chase. She attaches when the emotional atmosphere between you feels steady, consistent, predictable in a calming way. Her mind reacts after her body does. Her behavior responds before her thoughts catch up. That's why these signs are subtle, quiet, and easy to miss unless you know exactly what to look for. Here are the first 3 signs a woman shows when she's beginning to attach, even if she doesn't realize it. Sign 1. She softens around you without planning to. A woman who sees you as just another guy stays neutral. Her energy remains balanced, controlled, sometimes guarded. But when she's getting attached, something shifts. Her tone changes. Her voice becomes slightly softer. Her body relaxes around you. Her eyes linger longer. Her responses become more gentle. She may not smile at everyone, but she smiles differently with you. A softer expression, a warmer look, a quieter tone. You meet her after a long day. She was stressed with everyone else, but when she sees you, her shoulders drop. She breathes differently. She looks at you like she's finally calm again. She didn't do that on purpose. Her attachment lowered her defenses without asking permission. This softness is the first emotional shift you'll notice, and it's rarely accidental. Sign 2. She pays attention to your smallest changes. When a woman isn't emotionally invested, she barely tracks your mood or behavior. But when she's getting attached, the small things suddenly matter. She notices when your voice sounds different, when your replies slow down, when your energy feels off, when your routine changes even slightly. She might say, "You sound tired. You're not texting like you normally do," or "Is everything okay today?" This isn't overthinking. This is emotional attunement. You send a short reply because you're distracted, and she immediately senses something is off. Not because of the words, but because of the emotional shift behind them. Only a woman who is getting attached pays attention at that level. Her attention becomes selective, and you become the focus point. Sign 3. She starts mirroring your energy without knowing it. Mirroring is one of the strongest subconscious attachment signals, and women do it naturally. She begins to match your texting rhythm, your tone, your pace, your phrasing, your emotional intensity. If you're calm, she becomes calmer. If you take your time to respond, she matches it. If you use a certain emoji, she starts using it too. If your humor has a certain style, hers slowly shifts toward it. She doesn't plan this. It's not imitation. It's emotional alignment. Real-life example. You notice she starts speaking like you in small ways, using your phrases, matching your timing, even expressing things the way you do. She does it without realizing it. Her emotional rhythm is syncing with yours. Mirroring is the body's way of saying, "I feel connected to you." When a woman begins adjusting her energy to match yours, attachment is already forming. These were only the first signs, the beginning of her emotional shift. But next, we move into signs 4 to 7, the stronger behaviors that reveal she's investing emotionally, giving effort, feeling subtle jealousy, and becoming reactive to your mood in ways she can't hide. When you're ready for the next chapter, say, "We covered the early signs, the quiet shifts she doesn't mean to show." But now we go deeper, into the stage where attachment starts influencing her behavior more clearly, even if she's trying to stay composed. These next 4 signs reveal emotional investment she didn't plan to feel, and reactions she can't fully hide. Let's continue. Sign 4. She begins prioritizing you without announcing it. A woman doesn't say, "I'm making time for you." She simply does it, quietly. You'll see her replying faster than before, being more available, adjusting her schedule, changing small routines to match yours, and showing up in moments where she normally wouldn't. She may not admit it, but she starts treating your presence like something that matters, something she wants to protect. She finishes her work early just to talk to you, or she stays awake longer than usual because you're still in the conversation. Or she prioritizes your message over something she would normally focus on. She doesn't call this effort, but it is. Her attachment is guiding her decisions before her mind fully acknowledges it. When a woman invests time without being asked, her feelings are deeper than she's ready to express. Sign 5. She shows quiet jealousy. Even when she tries to hide it, attachment always creates emotional sensitivity, especially when another woman enters the picture. Not loud jealousy, not dramatic jealousy, just subtle changes. She might go silent for a moment when you mention another girl, or her tone shifts slightly, or she asks casual questions that have emotion underneath them. Who's she? How do you know her? Why was she calling you? She'll try to play it cool, but her emotional reaction exposes what she feels. In real life, this often looks like you mention a female coworker and she replies with less enthusiasm, or she changes the subject quickly, or she becomes more attentive, not controlling, but alert. When a woman is attached, anything that threatens her emotional place in your world sends a quiet signal inside her. She doesn't want to lose her position, even if she hasn't admitted she wants one. Sign 6. She starts investing emotionally without being asked. A woman who is attached doesn't stay passive. She begins giving emotional energy into the connection. She asks about your day, checks on you when you sound different, remembers details you forgot you mentioned, tries to understand you deeper, supports you when you're stressed, and expresses genuine care without hesitation. This is not friendliness. It's emotional nurturing, the kind women only give to men they're drawn to. You tell her you slept poorly, and she spends the next hour trying to make you feel better without being asked. Or you mention feeling stressed, and she responds with more warmth and presence than usual. This is emotional investment. When she begins giving you her emotional attention, she's no longer thinking casually, she's feeling seriously. Sign 7. Your mood influences her mood. This is one of the clearest signs of emotional attachment. When a woman is truly connected to you, your emotional world begins to affect hers. If you're distant, she feels uneasy. If you're stressed, she becomes more gentle. If you're upset, she becomes attentive. If you withdraw, she senses it instantly. She'll say things like, "You feel different today. Are you sure you're okay? You seem off. Is something bothering you?" She doesn't ask because she's nosy. She asks because your emotional state matters to her now. Even if you try to sound normal, she picks up on a small change in your tone and reacts differently, slower replies, more concern, or more effort to connect. Women are emotionally intuitive, but they're especially intuitive with the man they're attached to. Your mood becomes her emotional compass, and that shift reveals the depth of her feelings. These signs show that her attachment is no longer subtle. It's active, present, and emotionally rooted. But the last 3 signs, signs 8, 9, and 10, reveal the deepest level of attachment. These are the signs she cannot hide even if she tries. The signs that show she's imagining a future, opening her vulnerability, and fearing the loss of your presence. Next, we will expose the emotional truth she keeps beneath the surface. When you're ready, say, "We've covered the early signs. We've covered the middle signs. But now we enter the deepest layer of female attachment, the place where her emotions begin influencing her thoughts, her vulnerability, and even the way she imagines her connection with you." These final 3 signs reveal the level of emotional closeness she feels, the kind she doesn't talk about, the kind she doesn't fully understand, but the kind that shapes every interaction she has with you. Let's continue. Sign 8. She opens her vulnerability in a way she normally wouldn't. A woman can be confident, guarded, and composed with everyone else, but when she's attached, she begins to let you see the deeper parts of her. She starts sharing stories she doesn't tell anyone, moments that shaped her, fears she hides, hopes she rarely says out loud. This vulnerability doesn't come from pressure, it comes from emotional safety. You're talking casually, and out of nowhere, she opens up about a past relationship that hurt her, or a family struggle she rarely discusses, or a dream she's scared to chase, but secretly wants. She doesn't share this because she needs comfort. She shares it because something in her trusts you with the truth. And when a woman trusts you with her deeper emotions, the attachment is already far beyond the surface. This sign shows her guard dropping, her walls shifting, her heart stepping closer without her consciously choosing it. Sign 9. She starts including you in her future without realizing it. Women rarely say, "I see a future with you," especially early on. Instead, it slips out in subtle moments. She says things like, "We should go there someday. You'd love this place. If we ever take a trip, this is the spot. Next month, there's an event. You should come with me." These aren't casual sentences. These are emotional projections. Her mind unconsciously placing you into her long-term imagination. Real-life example, she sends you a restaurant and says, "This would be our place." Or she jokes about something years from now, but you're still in the picture. Or she describes life plans, travel, career, lifestyle, and somehow you fit naturally into the story. She isn't planning it. Her attachment is shaping her thoughts. When a woman starts imagining experiences with you in the future, no matter how subtly, she's emotionally invested at a level she won't openly admit. This sign is powerful because it reveals her internal emotional direction, a direction her mind follows before she even notices she's doing it. Sign 10. She fears losing you. Even if she doesn't say it out loud, the deepest form of attachment isn't expressed in words. It's expressed in emotional sensitivity, in caution, in the way she reacts when she feels distance. This isn't panic. This isn't insecurity. It's emotional awareness, the awareness that your presence matters to her. When she's attached, she becomes more careful with her tone, more thoughtful in disagreements, more intentional during conversations, and more aware of anything that feels like emotional disconnection. If she thinks she upset you, she checks in again, or explains herself more gently, or tries to reconnect the moment she senses something off. If you withdraw, she feels it instantly. If you become distant, she becomes unsettled. If communication slows, she tries to rebalance it subtly. She may never say, "I'm afraid of losing you," but her behavior reveals the truth. Her emotional system is trying to protect the connection. This is the deepest sign, the point where her feelings are strong enough to make her cautious, reflective, and emotionally invested in keeping the bond steady. Now you've seen all 10 signs, the full progression from subtle softness to emotional investment to deep attachment she can't hide. But understanding the signs is only half the picture, but the most important chapter. Now what we will uncover now the psychology behind all 10 signs, what you should do right now, the mistakes most men make that break the connection, how to handle her attachment with strength and emotional clarity. Psychology behind it. A woman's attachment doesn't begin with logic. It begins in her nervous system. It begins in the quiet emotional space she enters when she feels safe around you, when she feels understood, when her guard drops without her choosing to lower it. Female attachment is formed through emotional consistency. Not big gestures, not smooth lines, not chasing, but presence, patience, stability. Biologically, women are wired to respond to emotional security. When a man's presence feels grounding, not chaotic, her attachment system activates. It releases a sense of comfort, and comfort creates emotional trust. That's why her behavior changes before her thoughts do. Real-life example, she may tell her friends she's not sure about you, but her body already softened around you weeks ago. Her voice already changed. Her reactions already exposed her care. Her feelings grow through emotional safety, not decisions. Another example, a woman may feel confused about why she misses you, why your silence affects her, why your mood shifts change her day. This confusion happens because attachment is subconscious before it becomes conscious. This is the psychology behind the 10 signs. She isn't choosing to behave this way. Her emotional system is responding to the connection. Understanding this gives you clarity, and clarity gives you control. What you do right now that you know she's attached, your reaction matters. Not to control her, not to manipulate her, but to guide the connection with emotional strength. Here's what you do. 1. Stay grounded, keep your energy stable. She attached to your calmness, not chaos. 2. Communicate with clarity, not pressure. You don't need long explanations. Just speak simply and honestly. 3. Maintain your routine, do not abandon your life because she shows interest. Your stability is part of the attraction. 4. Match her effort. Don't exceed it, respond with balance. Not cold, not needy, just steady. 5. Hold emotional space when she opens up, listen calmly. She's showing you her inner world, treat it with respect. 6. Understand the pace. Attachment grows slowly. Your job is not to rush it, but to protect it. If you follow these steps, the connection deepens in a healthy, stable direction. Your mistake when you apply. This is where most men ruin everything, not because they're bad men, but because they misunderstand female psychology. Here are the biggest mistakes. 1. Rushing the relationship. She shows attachment, and you push for a label too soon. This creates pressure, and pressure makes her pull back. 2. Becoming too available. Men often shift from calm to eager. They start replying instantly, canceling plans, bending their routine. This breaks the masculine steadiness she felt safe around. 3. Expecting her to confess. Suddenly she won't say, "I'm attached." Not yet. If you demand emotional clarity before she's ready, her walls come back up. 4. Changing your behavior out of fear. If she acts differently for one day, men panic. They overreact, ask too many questions, or assume something is wrong. This insecurity damages the emotional stability she trusted. 5. Trying to lock her in because you fear losing her. Attachment should grow naturally. When men force commitment too early, the emotional flow breaks. A woman starts showing deeper interest, and the man suddenly begins flooding her with messages, compliments, and reassurance. What felt natural becomes overwhelming. Her guard rises again. Another example, she becomes quiet for a day, and he accuses her of losing interest. One emotional reaction can undo weeks of progress. These mistakes don't come from bad intentions, they come from fear. Fear ruins connection more than anything else. So how do you protect the connection and let it grow the right way? You do it by being the steady presence she attached to in the first place. Stay composed. Stay patient. Stay emotionally consistent. Let her feelings rise at their natural pace. Don't force it. Don't chase it. Don't rush it. When a woman feels safe, she moves closer. When she feels pressured, she steps back. When she feels confused, she slows down. But when she feels understood, she opens. Your role isn't to accelerate her attachment. Your role is to create an emotional environment where attachment can deepen without fear. If you remain grounded, her connection with you grows effortlessly. If you made it to the end, you're not here for gains. You're here to learn how women work, how relationships form, and how to move with strength instead of confusion. Like this video if it helped you see things clearly, and subscribe if you're ready to become the man who understands women. Not by chasing them, but by understanding himself first. This is your path now, and it begins with emotional clarity.